Okay, are you seeing this?
Yes.
Okay, we are back and we are recording again. I'm so sorry for the delay, folks. Thank you for your patience.
That's okay. Do I have to start from the beginning?
Oh, sorry. Do you mind beginning again?
Yeah, I don't mind. That's fine.
Now everything is fully working and we have
perfect
attendees now. So thank you for your patience.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Then it's been a lot, but thank you. All right. Good morning, everybody. Apologies for the delay. Thank you for your patience. My name is Adora Richard Ahamifula, and our paper today is on homegrown resistance. Now, this is not like an academic paper or something, but we are sharing our real life experiences and sharing our stories and how we've used it to build solutions in the for climate displacement. Please let's go to the first page, Burden. Thank you. So I'm diving straight into climate displacement in Africa, and we did a couple of research. We got details from IOM. We got details from individual stories, and so everything we are giving you is something that we've gotten in research from individual story and what we are proposing, and calling to action from the society. So understanding the impact of climate crisis on communities and the urgent need for innovative solution. With over 9 million people displaced, we must recognize migration as an integral part of identity and survival, leading to efforts that promote resilience and creativity in this is that climate displacement is something that we're not new to. It's not news for
Dora, you've just frozen a little bit, but hopefully we can continue.
Right.
We've lost you for a moment, but I'm hoping we get you back. Thank you, everybody, for your patience. We're happy to have you here. Okay. We'll update you in a moment, attendees, but we appreciate you being here. I know these presenters are really delighted to get to present. Hopefully we'll get to hear them. If not, we will record it and post a video after the fact. Okay, I'll update you again in a minute or two. Well, here we go. Hi, welcome back, Adora. We see that you're here again. If you're able to turn your video on and your microphone, we are continuing right now. We're still live with our attendees here. Adora, are you with us? Okay, we've lost her again, so we'll continue when we can. At the moment, we'll keep trying. Thank you. You're back. Just unmute yourself.
Are we back?
You're back. Okay. Can you still see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Great. You can continue. We do have our attendees still here and we're still recording.
Okay, thank you. So going, please, next slide, please. I'm going straight to the key data and key data on climate displacement. Is active they can, yeah. I think you just
You were frozen.
Okay, yeah, we have about 12.7 million. Okay, we have about 12.7 million people already displaced by June 2025 in West Africa. And out of that number, we have 60% facing food issues. We also, there's a projection that by 2050, in West Africa alone, we'll be having about 32 million people at risk of displacement. And we also saw that 2 in 5 people who are facing displacement issues are also suffering from mental health issues. So it's just a lot of things to deal with in this in the data that we've gotten of mental health, climate mobility, and also just the basis of this paper, the journey as in climate. Next slide. Okay, so next slide. Thank you. So my journey literally started, my journey has been talking about displacement for a while. I am originally from Imo State, here in Nigeria. Imo State is the eastern part of Nigeria. I'm Igbo, that's my tribe. And when after my university, I went for my National Youth Service. It's a compulsory national service that every graduate must attend. And it moved me to another eastern part of the country, which is Akwa Ibom. But after I finished, I knew that I wanted better for myself as a creative, and I knew that I wanted to move to a more progressive place, and that began my migration into Lagos. Currently, I'm in Lagos. Now, I moved to Lagos in 2019, started working in the oil and gas sector as a business developer. 2020 hit, and everybody was, displaced. Everybody was laid. Most people were laid off of their jobs. I was also working in the agri company as at the time, and we were laid off. Then I knew that I could, start by myself. I could do this work. I already had experience, and that was how I started my grain business. I concurrently started my grain business, my agricultural business, with my creative business, but the emphasis wasn't on the creativity at the time because I was pursuing capital and pursuing, resources and financials. Then for the agri business, it went on for about 2 years. We faced systemic exploitation. We faced shortage in supply because of the pandemic. We were bringing our goods, and then they were getting robbed on the road. So it couldn't really sustain. We didn't have a sustainable outflow and structure for our business. So I had to put a pause to it. In fact, in that pause, I lost my home because at that time the company had gone into debt. And I'm telling you, big amounts. And I lost my home. I literally went to start living on the beach. I'm telling you, on the beach sand. The sand was my bed. I would cover myself with banners from my old exhibition. So it was really a very mentally challenging time for me. And I didn't even the only way I was able to pass through that phase was going back to creativity. I started painting again. I started dancing again. Just me by the beach. And that was how Dance on the Beach was started. Dance on the Beach literally started with 7 people. My colleague will talk more about our activity with Dance on the Beach later. But that was how Dance on the Beach started, because I had to go back to art. I had to go back to creativity. I was in that state without a home, but I was able to host an exhibition that had A-list celebrity attend. A-list celebrities be the model in that exhibition. And I didn't have a home. And I didn't have food, but putting out that work was more important to me than my living in situation. And the thing about community, that many people that get displaced, they do that because they are looking for a sense of belongingness. They do that because they're looking for a place where they can belong. And that community where the beach was, that coastal area was a place that carried me in my downtime. They helped me. Even as a queer person, there was a lot of fear for me, but they helped me. My queerness or my sexuality wasn't an issue. It wasn't a reason why I was going to be attacked on the beach. And that made me start bringing everything, my activities and my festival, back to that community, because they're the ones that held me down at that time. Please, next slide. Next slide, please. Thank you. And in the face of climate displacement, individuals often find their senses of identity intertwined with their community. Migration is not just about relocating, it encompasses a search for safety, a quest for belonging, and the resilience to build lives in new environments. It's exactly what I was saying. When I migrated, it was because I lost my house. I had to come on the beach. If you look at some of these pictures in this frame, you will see demolitions going on. You will see like houses, literally thatched houses. That is the living situation in this coastal area. But this is where I found resilience. This is where I found, purpose to start afresh. People that are moving, sometimes it's not just because they want to move. It's because they're looking for a place where they can feel safe. It's because they're looking for a place where they can feel like they belong. It's because they're looking for a place where they can rebuild their life afresh. I was looking for a place where I can rebuild my life afresh because I had lost everything, literally. Next slide, please. Next slide. So this is just a glimpse of Third Eye Art and what we have done from 2020 up until now. Third Eye Art is a woman-led creative and production hub, amplifying art that matters and empowering communities through creativity. Since we started, and ever since my exodus, as I call it, on the beach, we have started Dance on the Beach, which is now a 2-year running festival. Dance on the Beach, is my colleague will go into that. Let me just stop there. We have also started Eden for Creatives, a community, like a living space for low income, low housing income. And we also train, creatives, and raising both the children on how to use art as a form of resistance and as a tool for climate storytelling. I have an artwork. I don't know. Okay, maybe we'll show that at the end of the class, please, so that it doesn't interrupt this. We'll show that. So it shows like how I use my art as a queer person, as a Nigerian who is facing even climate displacement, as a means of advocacy, as a means of storytelling and resistance. Please, next slide. I think from here I'll allow my colleague to just go ahead and take up the rest of the presentation.
Happy New Day, everyone. So sorry for the technical issues. We hope that it gets better. My name is Ikulaye, and I am from Okrika, River State, the south of Nigeria. So mostly, it'll be easy for me to communicate it to you guys. So please bear with me and let's start. So like Adora said, this is not about it's not focused on what's the word? Classroom teaching. This is real life experiences that we're here to share, and we hope that it motivates you. So when I was invited to speak here at Western Michigan University, I took a quiet moment to ask myself, what does homegrown resistance really mean to me? I thought back to my journey that brought me here. I grew up in spaces, my grandmother's house, homes of strangers that promised to send me to school. I never really belonged anywhere, but always observing, always creating means out of chaos. Over the years, I became many things: a receptionist, a communication therapist, a model, a creative, a founder, child advocate, epilepsy advocate, and a woman who uses her story as a mirror for others to see themselves. My art, activism, and my storytelling has all been born from the need to make sense of displacement. Not only the physical kind, but the emotional and spiritual placement we experience when we are uprooted from safety, from dignity, and from community. So when we talk about climate displacement, I don't just think of rising sea levels. I think of young people who have lost the rhythm of their own voices and how art and creativity can help them find it again. One of the most powerful lessons I've learned is that communication in itself is a form of climate action. Before we lose homes, we lose our voices. Before communities are vanished, silence creep in first. And I have always believed that to fight silence, we need to speak, we need to move, and we need to create and connect. I'm a huge advocate of using your voice, because we are grown and groomed in communities where we are told that we shouldn't speak, we shouldn't use our voices. And if we really, really want to fight climate injustice and fight migration and actually help people that matter, then we actually need to use our voices. In my work, whether through my podcast, Talk with Elnora, or through my social media advocacy, I use communication as a bridge. If you can tell, I'm a huge talker. So I love to communicate because that is the easiest and the weapon that I have in order to express myself. My podcast actually started as a space for conversation around real life issue, right? But it evolved into a home for deeper topics like child marriages, contraceptions, gender equality, and mental health. Because climate justice doesn't just exist without social justice. When communities are displaced, girls lose access to education and is married off to older men. Reproductive health are not taken seriously and autonomies are lost. And when we lose autonomy, we lose the power to actually rebuild. Communication gives that power back. And it actually literally says, if we stay here, we still matter. We came with the Dance on the Beach experience just for you. So we have 2 clips of our previous exhibition, previous activities, event we've done. So we brought the experience here for you guys. And please,
Brilliant. Can you click the DOTB Festival Homecoming? Just click it, the link will come.
No, that same.
Yeah, click it. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you see the video, or I might need to replay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
It's no, you
just play.
You see it?
We don't have the sound.
Yes.
Okay,
Sound
one
is
moment.
Okay.
I just pause and share it with sound. One moment.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
so much.
So there's the
second
next
video,
one.
yeah, that's for our homecoming.
That was the tribal mark. Please play the second one.
Oh, yeah, that was our homecoming.
Yep, one moment.
Yeah.
Okay. Does this one have audio?
Yes.
Yeah.
And news. My name is Gratitude in Mokwede. Here are the stories for today.
The Dance on the Beach Tour Fest, a 3-day extravaganza held at Takwa Bay, Lagos, was a vibrant celebration of art and culture. The festival brought together creative minds and showcased a diverse range of activities. We spoke with the event convener about the significance of culture and the festival's impact.
Creatives get to see themselves, like mirror each other, watch each other give up the best of them, and in so doing, this festival draws out parts of creatives that they don't even know that they have. You can come here feeling like I'm a painter, and before you know it, you're making music. You come here, you say, oh, I'm a musician, and you're making art. It literally happens before our eyes. So this is where creatives get inspired. This is where they get nurtured, their body, their mind, their spirit, their souls. This is where, they live as authentic as possible. In a world that doesn't allow you to be authentic, this is like the safest place.
The festival featured an array of activities like theater performances, tribal art exhibitions, live music and dance performances, open conversations and workshops, tribal body art, a showcase of indie food and fine dining. The Dance on the Beach Tour Fest was a resounding success, bringing together art enthusiasts and creatives alike. The festival served as a testament to the power of culture and art in uniting communities and promoting creativity.
That's all we have on entertainment news. Thank you so much for watching, and keep watching Entertainment News on Galaxy TV.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. So these are real life experiences, and I can tell you for free that while these events that look so simple and amazing, there were real life experiences that were happening that we were dealing with. And I want to share one of the most transformative projects of my life, which is Dance on the Beach. It's we create a space for just express themselves freely. The first time I ever got to attend Dance on the Beach was what converted me to now being the global sales manager of this organization. And don't go out. So sorry for the net. Yeah. So the first time I attended the event, it changed.
Now we can't hear you. Okay, one moment. Presenters, we can no longer hear you, so I'm not sure if you can hear me either. One moment. They're trying to reconnect. Okay.
Can you hear now?
Can you hear now?
Yes, this is great. Okay, you're back. And can you still see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, continue on when you're ready,
Yes.
please.
So okay, not against government, but against numbness. Because to dance in a world that keeps you breaking, that keeps breaking you down, is to say, I am alive. Eden is a settlement for displaced youths. For women, it's about dignity beyond shelter and about building spaces that nurture both creativity and sustainability. When my colleague was speaking, she spoke about Eden, and I want to give you a bit about Eden. We imagined Eden as a place where displaced artists, youth and women can live, learn, and create together, surrounded by gardens, powered by solar energy, and sustained by community. And I am firsthand living the Eden experience. And what is the Eden experience? As the name implies, it is living in a sustainable environment that is healthy, that is taken care of, that is down to what we eat, our food, the water we consume, the air we breathe, because we started Eden with it just being a deprogramming of the mind. And now we've evolved into making it a real life experience. And this is what we are looking to build. A world that talks so much about crisis. We wanted to build something that whispered hope. And as someone that firsthand has lived the experience, Eden is not just shelter, it is blueprint for dignity. This vision comes from lived personal journeys through moments where people had to start from nothing. Like Adora has said, everything that we are currently experiencing, even up to this moment, has started from nothing. We have always created from nothing. All our events, all the projects. And as a model and artist, I have learned that beauty can grow from ashes. As a woman who has faced silence, I know how powerful it is to create spaces where others can freely speak. Eden is that, a home for resilience. It's what happens when creativity meets sustainability, when art meets healing. When I create, whether through a photo, which I would share with you guys, through a photo or a performance, or even using my voice, I'm not just making art, I am documenting survival. Art allows us to hold memory. It helps us to name what was taken and imagine what could be restored. If I didn't mention earlier, as a professional nude model, I have also reclaimed my body autonomy through art, challenging shame, stigma, and the way society polices women's body. Modeling has taught me that my body can be a statement, a landscape of truths, resilience, resistance, and freedom. To me, body autonomy and climate autonomy are connected. Both demand that we honor what is natural, what is sacred, and what is protected. So what does homegrown resistance really mean? It's not just about activism or projects. It's about choice. It's the choice to create joy in places meant to hold grief. It's the choice to build with what you have, not wait for what you've given. In West Africa, I have seen resistance taking so many forms. A child painting the memory of a lost home, women planting seeds on flood-ridden land, youths gathering to dance instead of disappear. These are the quiet revolutions that redefine what survival looks like. Homegrown resistance means knowing that we can rebuild from within through our creativity, our voices, and communities. And I really want to highlight on this because I think a lot of the time when we expect change, we think that change is going to come from external people. We expect, while we are still calling on the government and all these people in positions, we as the citizens also have a huge role to play. And that is using our voices, our creativity, and forming a community that really care for these causes. And it all begins with healing, individually and collectively. So for me, this journey has been deeply personal. I have lived through silence, pain, and displacement. I am still living through displacement. And through my art, I have found healing. I have learned to transform vulnerability into strength, to speak even when my voice shakes, like right now, if you can tell, okay? Though through all this, my modeling to podcasting, to dance, advocacy, I have discovered that the real resistance is to stay open. Open to healing, open to learning, open to joy, and open to change. Homegrown resistance is not waiting for someone else to save us. It's remembering that we are the soil, we are the seed and water. It's creating solutions that feels like home, creative, sustainable, and rooted in love. Every time I need a dance, I plant a seed, I share a story. I've reminded myself that the earth heals through me. We are not separate from nature. We are nature remembering itself. So as you listen today, I hope you live with this, that healing is a form of activism. Joy in itself is resistance, and art is survival, creativity for climate resistance through storytelling. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kulai. So I'll just finish up the rest of our presentation by narrowing this down to people who are actively affected by climate displacement. Can you hear me, Brennan? Can you hear me? Are we good?
Yep, we can hear you well.
Okay.
You're good.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So we know that understanding the complex interplay of the identity dimension is crucial in addressing climate displacement. The experience of our queer and of many queer and female creatives often highlight housing insecurity, revealing the urgent need for inclusion, solutions that acknowledge and uplift marginalized voices in this context. Now, bringing this down to say that even though like climate displacement is a general and broad note, there are people that it affects mostly. These are queer people, these are women, these are children, and these are the people that we are really, really, we are advocating for, including creatives. Now, I'm all of this. Okay, I'm somebody's child. Am I not? I'm a child.
Yeah.
But I'm all of this. I'm a queer person, and I had to, migrate to a place where I didn't know anybody, even as a queer person, live in a community where my parents were not there. At that time, when I was on the beach, several times my mom told me, can you not just come back home? Come back home. You have a home. You have a roof over your head in your house. I know that, but I chose to stay. I chose to be in my environment because I wanted to thrive as an artist. I didn't see anything that going home was going to do for me. So you see how, displacement also affects women, because you're asking me to come back home because I'm a woman, right? A man wouldn't be asked to come back home. He'll be encouraged to find a way to survive or find a way to move forward. But the woman is being asked to come back home because she's a woman and she's supposed to come and settle down and, all of those things. And also, that also shows how climate displacement affects women, affecting queer people, and affecting creatives in the sense of, housing issues. It's just a lot. These housing issues affect women, affect queer people, affect creative too. And also, even as women who are married, when a case of displacement happens, you cannot leave your kids and just take off and live somewhere while even the men are going to find greener pastures. So this is just to let us know the depth at which climate displacement affect this particular set of people. Please, next slide. And it's because of all of this. Next slide, please. Thank you. It's because of all of this that we are also showing you. No. Creative action as climate justice. Go back one slide. Thank you. So creative action as climate justice is really a powerful statement, and this resonates deeply within communities facing climate displacement. It highlights the courage to remain rooted in one's identity and culture while fostering resilience through creativity. By creating, individuals assert their right to belong and connect, transforming challenges into sources of strength. This is how informal art interventions feel systemic. Gaps. It was solely because in that community we had the summer class for kids, their environment to use what they have in their environment to to make art, to find joy, to be a form of resistance for them, even in that environment, and also as an alternative to education, because many of these beach kids are not educated, they're not going to school. So because of these events that we keep bringing to this community, they could see it as an alternative means to finding joy, to finding skill set, to finding ways to make a living. We use art sessions as therapy sessions. And from our events, we educate. We have exhibitions, we have festivals, we have private therapy sessions, we have webinars, a lot of things that help us to pass messages down to people. And we also have because we're also partnering with Boma Foundation, which is a foundation that my colleague heads, we use this to pass medical epilepsy awareness, especially epilepsy in children. So this is what we have been using art to do in this community where we found ourselves. So next page, please. This is the images of everybody you see. Yeah, the images of everybody here, these are real human beings. And we have something we call the tribal circle. These are people who have contributed their money, their energy, their time, their voices to see that Dance on the Beach is a movement that has become global in the way that we see it now. So these people have contributed so much to make sure that what we have still stands. And so that's what's making us put out this call to action to ask that we support climate resilience and creative cultural solutions. We are calling on NGOs, we are calling on the government. My colleague already mentioned before that we should not always wait for the government. Yes, we've been doing that. We are not waiting for sponsorship, we are not waiting for government. We say we are building home and we are doing that. But we also need to put this information out there to see that NGOs, government, institutions hear us and they come to support in building homes that transcend mere shelter. We advocate for community-driven sustainable solutions that foster belonging and empowerment. Our initiative aims to create the following in West Africa as we move forward: climate resilient, affordable housing, and as I said, Eden gets to a lot of African countries, and we just keep moving like that. So it means that we will keep migrating until we pass this message around West Africa and ensure. So we are working on the West Africa. We are creating art-based mental health centers and all of that to bring out these stories. And of course, with good funding and resources, we can put out animations, we can put out film. There are a lot of ways that we can tell climate stories with creativity, but it has not been explored at all. It has not been explored to the depths at which we want to go. So we are also creating creative climate courses and policy adaptation in higher institutions. Because I'm an alumni for International School of Climate Mobilities, we are already planning out ways and ready to be that you can also help us. If we have a talk with Western Michigan, we can create a course where our students can also learn about creative climate courses and how to use also more opportunities in the climate spaces, because a lot of us do not know. Yeah. So next slide, please. Yeah, next slide. Thank you. This is Toda Art's dream. Like I earlier mentioned, I hope everybody can see this beautiful picture. This is where we are looking at. So whenever you put $1, $2, or $10 in our GoFundMe, this is what we are looking at. This is what we want to achieve. So we are looking at replicating DOTB and Eden across Africa. Like I said before, we are in the middle of a migration. We are in the middle of moving to another African country to see that this can happen. We do not know anybody there. We don't know how we are going to do it, but we are going to do it regardless. So we're replicating DOTB across Africa and Eden across Africa we are creating an international network of climate creatives. And that's where we are putting out these climate courses and also trying to educate our friends and colleagues, people in our field and our team on the climate sector and how, you know, creatives can find their roles in it. And we are also trying to turn art into a legitimate tool of policy and recovery. I'm not even going to lie, in this part of the world, art is not taken very seriously. So with what we are doing, we are making sure we are putting art into policies. We are using it as tools to draft out policies that will help creatives and also help their healing and their recovery. So this is story. Slide, please, before we can go to the. This is our story of creation. I want to thank you very much for sharing with us. Brother, want to ask us anything? Yeah, we're saying thank you.
This is our cutting out for a minute, but we can hear you.
Oh, I'm so sorry. This is our story of art as resistance and of home as creation. This is our contact. Our website is. You can check out the work that we've been doing, and these are emails to reach us, and these are WhatsApp contact if you want to reach out to ask any more things. But then can you bring up the images, the one we sent to you on WhatsApp, so that please, if you have any questions, this is the time why we show images of the art, how we use our art as resistance.
One moment. Coming. Okay. Are you seeing this? Adora, I'm not hearing you. We might have just lost the speaker's audio for a moment, but they'll be back. Adora, are you there? Oh, you're muted.
Thank you so much. So I'll go first, and Iklaya would talk about her own images. So this image is a part of a series called Lady Justice. I'm a Nigerian. The green, white, green signifies our flag, and I'm just this is a cross, and we have different individuals on the cross. So this Lady Justice is literally telling the tale of how, you know, religion as a tool has become a tool of oppression for queer people, trans people, for women, for children. Even in this, the country as a whole, our justice system doesn't give us justice. We are in Nigeria right now, almost every day, there's a case of femicide, there's a case of justice for this woman, justice for this child, justice for this and justice for that. So this is how I'm using my art as a tool of resistance, and as I also have other arts which I've used to address climate displacement and climate issue. I just wanted us to have a glimpse of how that works out. So Claire could explain. Can you go to the next picture so that,
Okay, amazing. Thank you. So these images is a series called Ancestral Embrace. And it's like the name implies, it's literally accepting your ancestry. And these images were inspired by the African beads. We played a lot with seashells, painted seashells. We played a lot with raffia. But this is all using our materials in Africa, and my body as a model to tell climate and creative stories, because I learned firsthand that if I did not speak up for myself, you can also go to the next images. I learned very early that if I didn't speak up for myself, if I did not use the tools I have, then it meant that I was going to die without really authentically expressing who I am here and who I'm meant to be. So I use my body and my art as a way to push these informations to people, because sometimes people really don't want to sit and listen. But when you show them images, or when you have another way to tell these stories or communicate these stories, people often listen. And I am very grateful that with the kind of work that I have done with my work, a lot of people now listen to conversations like this. Like, I'm literally here because of creativity. So it's been such an experience, and yeah, this is how I have been able to use my work to tell climate stories.
And that brings us to the end of our paper and presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having us. And the drama.
Thank you all for being here. We have a number of more sessions today, beginning in about 15 minutes. Thank you both. We're going to go ahead and end the webinar now. 1 moment.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.